This segment of Bred to Win brought to you by Barristock, trusted by Australia's leading studs and backed by Kentucky Equine Research. Horses come first. After the racing and breeding industry successfully opened its doors in England and Ireland, Australia and New Zealand have now come together to develop National Thoroughbred Week in November. The aim is to show the great care taken with our thoroughbreds, opening the doors of racing stables, stud farms and other operations to the general public. Tai, National Thoroughbred Week is such a fascinating new concept in Australia. Of course, it's been done overseas, but it is really wonderful to see people being encouraged to come out and see racing stables, stud farms around Australia and New Zealand in November. Tell us a bit more about, how this came to be within Australasia.
Yes, Caroline. So National Thoroughbred Week is a new initiative for here in Australia and New Zealand. It was inspired from the group involved with the Together for Racing International and is based on the UK's really successful National Racehorse Week and New Zealand's Open Farms. Basically, both of those events opened up their doors to the industry for the general public, and so we're doing that here this November.
Yeah, November 20 to 24. So let's talk firstly about what that everybody behind this is looking for from stud farms. Obviously, being Bred to Win, a breeding show, we'll touch on that first. So the idea is, I guess, for people that don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes, to be able to get up close to not only the horses but the staff and really understand what goes on, to make racing happen.
Absolutely, and it's a way for people to get involved and get that hands-on, tangible experience. We can talk about it, you can see things online, but unless you're in there and you're experiencing it, we've all seen footage of Graham Salisbury and Sub-Zero and the effect that they have on people, and the National Thoroughbred Week will help enhance that as well. Kids can get up close and personal patting foals, they can learn about the equipment, how things are done, feeding processes, farriers, vets, all those sort of things, and really learn and get that hands-on, tangible experience.
And you've had a really good response from within, as I said, starting with the breeding industry.
We have, absolutely. So we've got, at the moment, hosts pretty much all locked in across Australia, from the likes of Godolphin, Arrowfield, Rosemont and Swettenham down in Melbourne. We've got Cambridge Stud in New Zealand, and we've got more coming on board as well. And it's not just the breeders, we do have a lot of trainers coming involved, turf clubs, race clubs, farriers and jockeys put their hands up as well to say they want to be part of it.
So the more places that are available, I guess, people are familiar with racetracks, but they perhaps haven't been down and seen the stables. In Melbourne and every other capital, there are people, and New Zealand as well, you're really wanting them to open their doors.
And it's a way for people to have that opportunity to get in and to take that step in to that inner sanctum area. It's not every day that you get to go behind the scenes and chat directly with a trainer or a staff member of a horse and find out not only, what the horse's daily routine is like, but what the staff do. And then, you can learn about career opportunities as well through that, not just the horse itself.
The career paths within the racing and breeding industry are astronomical, and often it just takes, people that may not have been brought up with horses, that one moment when they're young where they go and they get close to a horse and it looks them in the eye and they get to smell it and touch it, and that can change their lives.
Absolutely, and that's such a good point too. I think we can get trapped in our bubble, especially if we're around racing whole time. Like for myself, I'm 5th generation racing, so I do sometimes forget that, like what you said, that experience of what it's like to touch a horse. We take it for granted, but to be able to open up our doors and let everyone else into that and experience what we get to experience the love, the thrills, the excitement and that beautiful connection that you get with the horse.
And then of course the career side, the actual jobs that are available in this industry are phenomenal. They're massive.
Oh, absolutely. Anything from being a stable hand to a farrier, a vet, a chiropractor, to your administration, sales, marketing. Oh gosh, the list is so long. Track work riders, jockeys, trainers, the beautiful staff that we have here on a race day that, look after the owners' rooms, that look after the jockeys. There literally is something for everyone in this industry. And it is such a big industry, both here and in New Zealand. There really is something for everyone.
People are really aware of the fact that animals must be not only seen to be looked after, they must be looked after to the highest of standards. And opening the doors of, you know, the way these animals are looked after, these thoroughbreds, really does help, you know, anyone that may not be a fan of racing or might think it's all about wagering or it's all about drinking or whatever. If they come and see these horses, it does have an effect on them and their opinion of the industry.
Absolutely, and I think negativity and misinformation can spread so quickly, and you can counteract with a tweet or another post or a comment. I think, you know, the Kick Up for Racing Hub has done so much work in terms of that resource and that education piece for us, but unless you're going looking for that, it's not always out there. And even though it's great to have those resources, National Thoroughbred Week is that next step to further the welfare message that we are trying to get out to the wider community.
What are the next steps? So in terms of if people wanted to register to open up their stable, their stud farm, their racing business, what do they do? And what do people do if they want to actually come along? Where can they go to find out more?
Yeah, so we've got a website, thoroughbredweek.com.au. So if you are looking to host, or if you're from a smaller business and you want to partner with a group of people, you know, get together your local businesses and create an event, more than happy to do that as well. So jump on the website, thoroughbredweek.com.au, register to be a host, or register as a sponsor. If you don't want to open your doors but you still want to get involved, we're definitely open for sponsorship opportunities as well. So you can register for that, and then our team will be in touch with you to sort that out. We will then be launching to the general public probably early October, and then that way you can register, you can see where all the events are that are happening in your local area, sign up to attend. It is free to attend, and it's also free for hosts to be involved. Yeah, so all the information will be on the website.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week. November 20 to 24, right around Australia and New Zealand.
That's it, we're looking forward to it.